Please welcome to the stage His Excellency Mansoor Bin Ebrahim Al-Mahmoud, CEO of the Qatar Investment Authority, for a conversation with Bloomberg's Francine Lacqua.
Well, thank you so much, so much for joining us, Your Excellency. There's quite a lot to talk about, and we have 10 minutes, so let's get straight to it. First of all, you have quite a big windfall because of the price of oil. What are you doing with this money? How are you deploying? Is it traditional trophy assets like in the past, or is it another asset class?
As you noticed, Francine, first of all, thank you for having me. As you noticed, Francine, that our colleagues in Qatar Energy have been signing partnership to expand the LNG production for 60%. And most of this inflow would come to QIA. And we have been preparing QIA for the last 3 years and investing all this inflow and build the infrastructure. And we have made this in a way that we have a proper strategy to invest in all asset classes on a global basis. And we are building the teams to invest in all sectors. So hopefully we will continue our activities, and by 26 we will have this inflow, and we will increase our level of activities.
I mean, the markets have been somewhat volatile. Does it mean it's an opportunity for you to look at cheaper valuations, or is it a bit of a pause and think moment?
Absolutely, this was expected from last year. During the first quarter, we have agreed with our teams that we need to be cautious a little bit and make sure that we monitor inflation and the market. Yes, it will create opportunities, and we need to be cautious until we see a little bit of clarity how the Fed will be able to contain the inflation, as this is, I think, a serious issue in the global economy right now.
I know you've been interested in private tech companies.
Yes.
Why?
See, we had a story with technology, and in 2018 we had an assessment and review for our strategy, and the weaknesses that we found is that our exposure in technology is not as we are aiming, and because we were a little bit assessing that sector and opportunities in a very fundamental way. And we agreed from that time that we need to review our philosophy, broadening our risk appetite, investing in theses within technology that we think it will perform. We have been very active in this in full speed. Technologies and healthcare are the main two sectors that we have never slowed. And we are investing on this in the US and Asia, and we have noticed an activities in Europe as well on this sector.
And this is despite the tech sell-off. So have you been buying anything, or have you scooping up anything more attractive? Or I don't know whether, is it an opportunity with the sell-off?
It is an opportunity, but at the same time, again, this time is a time of being cautious right now, monitoring the situation, how this will. But we know that this will bring a lot of opportunities to the market to acquire.
You have an investment in Twitter, or in Elon Musk.
Yes.
What will happen with Twitter?
You should ask him this morning.
We have. You're the other side.
But you know, as you know, I am under restriction now as the transaction is in progress right now. You know, we believe in Elon leadership, and that's why we have committed on this transaction.
Talk to me a little bit about ESG. What's your goal around it, and how, again, do you see it as an opportunity given the transition maybe taking more time than expected?
ESG has evolved within QIA for quite a time. We were opportunistic in dealing with some of the transactions that related to ESG, but now we are in the phase of formalizing this in a way that we will have a clear policy and KPI. The KPI, measuring the KPI is taking a little bit of time because this is changing and there are different schools of managing this. But we have been active in the traditional renewables project to the technologies of storing energy that we think it will accelerate the production of this. Electrical vehicles is one of the theses that we're also investing. Also, we are getting into the venture space. We are forming a partnership with Rolls-Royce and really venturing a program to develop an SMR, which is something, if this got successful, I think it would be an interesting space to roll it out to less developed countries. So we are very quite active in this in the ESG.
Given what we've just discussed, some of the opportunities out there, how you want to deploy cash, do you really worry about the world economy? So this inflation, will it mean that we'll almost automatically see a recession? And what does it mean for markets overall?
Recession, we could go into a recession in some part of the world. Maybe in Europe, I had commented that we might go into a recession in Europe because of the energy prices pressure. But also I have a positive view on Europe in general in the long term. Europe as a destination of a lot of talent. They have a very good education system. It's a touristic destination as well. And they have, on top of this, they have also an advanced program in the renewables, and will give them an advantage over any other countries. So it might be a little bit difficult in Europe, but in the long run, I'm bullish about it.
So is Europe at the moment your biggest worry, but also your biggest opportunity? If you look at the pot of cash, how much you want to put in Europe compared to other regions in the world?
See, from 2018, once we have announced our strategy, we were very vocal about our concentration in Europe.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we have said that we will not be stopping investing in Europe. We will be very selective. But we are going full speed in the US market and Asia. We have a reference asset allocation in terms of geographies, and we would like to reach a proper allocation between the geographies. But again, Europe, we will not stop investing. We will continue investing. I was in Europe recently and I'm meeting, and I have noticed a lot of activities in technology space in Europe.
I think at some point you were looking for assets, infrastructure assets in Africa. Is it still the case?
Yeah, of course. I mean, if we can deploy more in Africa and infrastructure would be fantastic. We have been investing in renewables as well in Africa. And we would like to do more. It's a little bit in a slower pace than other, countries, but we are trying to find our partner to deploy more in Africa.
Anything with Russia? So you have a pretty sizable and considerable assets in Russia. What will happen to them?
Still status quo. We are not investing more in Russia. At the same time, to be practical, you cannot exit. I know some companies have announced to exit it, but in reality, they couldn't. Mm-hmm. We are monitoring the situation in Russia. We are in full compliance with the international sanction. We are our team on top of this on a daily basis to make sure that they are embedding any update on this sanction. But we always wish and hope that will be settled very soon for the sake of the people of Ukraine.
Are you in touch with the Russian government about some of these assets?
Not really right now, but we have a big investment in Rosneft. As you know, Rosneft itself it's not under sanction. Of course, we have a fiduciary to our future generation. Of course, we will be in touch with them for the dividends that we deserve. But any further investment, no.
What do you do with crypto right now? So it's up, it's down, depends on stable coins or other ones. Are you interested as an asset class?
No, crypto, no. Blockchain, yes. We have very clear view on this, and our team in the technology space are exploring opportunities in the blockchain.
So blockchain in the US, or are there one or two companies that you want to deploy more cash into?
No, it's in the US and elsewhere, but this is the space that we are interested, not the currency itself.
Okay. There you go. We went around asset classes and around the world in 10 minutes. Your Excellency, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.